Oh, fuck. Hey. I'm not here for long. I don't know how long I'm going to be here, actually. Until I slice my hand open and bleed everywhere. Is it meant to be so silent? Is it working now? I wasn't actually talking. Mark, hey Mark. Is the audio working? Test 1, 2. Let's slice my hand open for sure. Is AUDIO working? Video is frozen. Yes, audio works. Video is always frozen because I got a shitty internet connection. I should go and kick all my kids off. Oh, what do I do with the chat? Right, everyone can hear me. Outstanding. Now I should burp. Right, where's my gloves? Here's the plan. I'm going to stay here answering questions until 1, I get bored, or 2, I cut my hand open and I bleed everywhere. Good morning from Norway. All right, we've got some regulars here by the look of it. Mark. Audio here, yes. Loud and clear, yes. No, it does. Good morning from Norway. Okay. I've got this question, YouTube. I've got this lovely young man from Gumtree messaging me because I told him his Ultrafire laptop batteries were shit. And now he's going on with rubbish. Like, you clearly have no clue about anything. And there's another one there that hasn't come through that he just sent me. Should I release his name to the internet world and get everybody to smash him? I'm just so sick of seeing those cells on Gumtree and eBay, and nobody does anything about them, even though they know that they're selling dodgy shit. 20 bucks each or something he wants for each one. Or $20 for 2 or something. 6,000 milliamp hours. Yes, I have a 6-foot long penis too. Might be 7 foot long if it was on the interwebs. Just shits me to tears. Sorry. There's my rant for the night. So what's cracking in the interwebs world? Who's out there? Who are you? What are you doing? Who liked my video on the Nissan Leaf on Aaron's car? Who's signed up for the forum? Who's buying a t-shirt? Who's bringing me snacks? This is lagging like all get out, isn't it? I think this is going to be horrible live feed because my kids are awake using their iPads and iPods. I was lucky to have Aaron come around and let me use his car for 3 hours. I'd love Aaron to bring his car back and do like try and do a full charge on it, like from flat to full. But if it was during the sun of the day, it wouldn't even take any out of the batteries. It would just draw it straight from the solar panels. 2 a.m. no snacks. It is 6:48 here, and I wonder if I can turn off that friggin' autofocus on that camera. There we go. Here's the email that I was waiting for. Haha, right, mate. Let's make batteries illegal. Oh my God. I'm going to do a nice big video on this tomorrow. I'm going to upload it to YouTube. And then I'm going to let all my tuber buddies out there send him one message each. I wonder how many messages he'll get in a day. I drive a Tesla Model S, by the way. Electric is the future. That statement is useless unless you're sitting in my driveway right now and we're going for a cruise. Yeah, these are the cells I picked up this morning, bud. How old are you anyway? You sound very young in your videos. Julian? No, not Julian Random Projects, just random DIY projects. How old are you, buddy? You certainly don't sound old. Certainly don't sound old enough to care about recycling and saving the planet. We have 15 viewers. We've got to see if we can beat 65 viewers. 65 viewers is my record. There you go, 15. Come to Norway, we can drive. I can't, I'm broke. I just sent my girls around Europe for a month. I'm literally broke. You know what? Wouldn't have it any other way. They had a ball. They come back in 10 days, I think they get home. Can't wait to see them again. It sounds weird, but I actually miss them. Hi from Scotland. I have a Zoe, and my aim is to eventually... What's a Zoe? Colin here, Newcastle. Hey, Colin. Is there anybody, Southeast Queensland, East Coast of Australia? Is it East? Yeah, East Coast of Australia with a Tesla? With a, with a nice, fast electric vehicle they can come and test drive me with? That'd be cool. I can use my YouTube personality to get free test drives. Actually, I have to pay for that. Oh, Renault Zoll electric car. Oh, there you go. So what are you going to... Okay, so now that makes sense. I'll go back and read it. So, and my aim is to eventually charge my car off the Powerwall. That's pretty cool. I was really happy that this... Okay, that's really pissing me off. Right, let's try and deal with this autofocus. Controls. Webcam options. Right, sound, autofocus. There we go. Oh, now I'll close the chat again. Right, there we go. I wonder if it's cheaper. Brad, even a little... You're just texting me. Now you're on here, Brad. God. I haven't seen anybody else in a different language on the Facebook page yet. I don't know why that is. How did the Renault Zoe compare to the what do you call it? The Nissan Leaf price-wise? And I guess what country are you in? What country is everybody in? Right below what country you're in, because that's sort of what Pete does. Creates conversation. Ask me a question. Just ask me a question, or I don't know, something. Entertain me. You're here for me. I'm not here for you. I'm happy with my power bill. About the same price. Oh, there you go. I had a comment there. I'm the only person that's been happy with a Powerwall. I'm happy with a Powerwall because I can actually justify that it does work. What'd be interesting is if I turned all my solar off and worked out how big my bill would have been, which would have been horrendous, I reckon. My power bill 4 years ago, before I got solar and before the prices went up, was about $1,400 a quarter. So it's less than a quarter of the price it was, which is kind of a good thing. Oh, we got India. Good morning, India. South California, Norway. Geez, there must be some serious lag. I asked that question 3 minutes ago. I really hate doing this sitting down. I don't know why. I always seem to stand up. Hey, I got a question. Gangster Alley. Rip it one time, brother. Random DIY Projects. Everyone should go and quickly subscribe to Random DIY Projects. He's 15 years old and he's getting a start into this, and he's got a lot of batteries lying around. So might be one to watch. $500's enough to start, bro. Are you live tonight? I would stop by. Urban Off-Grid. Yes, I am live. $1,440. I got a question. Well, why do I miss... Oh, shit, I should pay more attention. Doesn't matter. I answered it 2 minutes ago. Oh, there you go. And there's another 2 minutes has passed. Go figure. You say you make 46... I made 46 Australian dollars sent back to the grid, yes. 45. It was 40 something. I suck with maths. You should all know that by now. Gonna go. He's gonna burn mum and dad's house down. Well, he might go on a timeout if he burns mum and dad's house down. So he might have to try really hard not to create fire with these things. $2.5 grand, Jesus, man. And you were on hydro. I thought hydro was cheap. What's $1.55? Is that $1.55 for your power bill? What the inverter you got sent back to the grid? It is a SMA TL5000, and it has been in service for almost just over 4 years, and I haven't had to do a single thing to it. I don't even touch it. Welders love electricity. That's why I haven't got a spot welder. Nah. Tell you what, processing these cells are going to make some freaking horrible video. Gotta stop trying swearing. I swear too much. I swear constantly. It's the worst thing about doing my videos. I've got to keep editing out my swearing and my burping and my farting. It really does take down good time. Time was 1:55 when you read it at 1:56. Oh, there we go. There's a minute. There's a minute. 21 viewers being bored senseless. Somebody ask something or say something extremely witty and funny we can all laugh at. Ah. My pile is dwindling. He's just got a big porn server. That's all it is. His shed just feeds the interwebs all day long. Cool little, oh well, yeah, that little welder was pretty cool. I don't know how practical it is, but it's certainly bloody cool. Ah. 27 cents per kilowatt hour. Gee, I only paid 20, oh, I don't know. 25 cents I think we pay, something like that. 23 cents plus GST, plus connection, plus scratch your ass, plus meter fee. Yeah. What do you call a fly without wings? A stop? Do I own any electric cars? Do you know those Barbie cars you buy for your kids? Does that count? Little 6-volt battery. Won't go more than 1 mile ever. I should go and put my kids to bed. I'll have to rely on my wife. Have you ever seen Renoa Super Genius? Yes, he is subscribed to my channel, which I was very chuffed at when I saw that happen. I was very, very, very humbled, I guess. And did you think she was a he for a moment, then realized she's a woman? I don't know what Renoa Super Genius is, a man or a woman, but you know what? In today's day and age, it doesn't matter. He can be a she and she can be a he, and he's and she's can be doing we's. I don't care. In this world, I've got better things to worry about than whether they got a dick or not. He's got nice hair like me, though. Honey, I killed the kids. Yeah, that's a problem. I made her happy with the power bill, and then I killed the kids. I mean, that's terrible. Kevin, she killed the kids. That joke sucked. I'm just going to put... Kevin, I'm just going to put it out there. That was a terrible joke. I felt humbled when I subscribed to my channel. Stoked. I subscribe to lots of channels. Unfortunately, I don't have a chance to watch every single video that everybody does, but I do watch them. And one of the things for me is what that thumbnail looks like, whether any effort's gone into that thumbnail, you know, whether it draws me to it or not. I'm time poor. I've got a spot welder that is nearly finished, but once I got into this, I realized I'd actually want them fused though. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if someone can actually use a spot welder with the fuses. I'm not saying for a second that the spot welder wouldn't be good with this. I just don't think it'd be right with this. I will until I bought the pip. I want MPP Solar to sponsor my channel because the amount of people that I reckon have bought a pip because I've got one, I think I should be getting commissions. Who thinks the same thing? Now that'd be awesome if I could get a sponsor. I go and just camp out with Jehu and work on a Porsche. Oh, what is it? Carmen Gear. That'd be cool. Is Jehu in the room tonight? I should message him and tell him to come in, see if he's awake at 2 AM. Ed, I'm trying to read. I'm looking down and I'm not reading the chat. This really needs more people in the chat room. I don't think my internet can handle that though. Oh, these little fuckers. Right, I'm back. Post up a build on Facebook. You're going to put higher than 48 volts. No, I'm not going higher than 48 volts. If it glows, job done. I do. I follow the instructions on Instructables. That's a good website. Yeah. Can you pop a link up? I gather that's something to do with that little welder. Know anybody that's using leaf batteries for home battery power? Yes, there's a lot of people using leaf batteries. One of the hackers, one of the famous hackers or something, has got a basement full of them, hundreds of them, I believe. At least I think he has. He's got inverters and everything else. I saw it on the interwebs the other day. I think it was a hacker, but I'm sure he used Nissan Leaf batteries. YouTube deals with the distribution of media. Colin, is any of my moderators on Facebook dealing with Facebook requests? I'll do it. I'll go and do my job. Miss Hans Eric Mellon, approve. Eight groups. Battery Vice President of Battery Solutions. Optisort AB, lives in Gothenburg. Okay, well, you can be approved. And Adrian, can't pronounce his last name, sorry about it, in Madrid, Spain, approve. Wonder how many members that makes on Facebook. Nobody talked to me on Facebook. 998. We need 2 more, and we've got 1,000 people on Facebook. How cool is that? Right, minimize down. Right, I'm back to these guys again. Why are you processing more cells if you're not going higher? Because I am going to 30 kilowatt hours. And in fact, I probably should be able to get 30 kilowatt hours by the end of the week if I didn't have to work or eat or drink or interact with family members. Francisco asked to join DIY Powerwalls. And Aaron, are you out there or are you at Hackerspace? Aaron, are you at Hackerspace watching this on the big television? One person waiting to join the group. Member of 4 groups. You can come in. Right. Boring 21 people. What are we doing? There's a hotel in Colorado that uses Prius batteries of all things. That doesn't. Yeah, the Prius battery doesn't. The Prius doesn't really do anything for me. I think it's because it's a hybrid. It's not just an all electric. My dad was telling me that he's driven one, but I guess it'd be good to drive every single electric car out there. That'd be cool, kind of cool. Do you own an electric vehicle? Ow! I just stabbed myself. Do you consider to build a battery boat or car? No, I would never build a battery boat or car because I don't think what I am doing with these cells should ever be put in a moving vehicle. I'm not saying it shouldn't be done. It's just I wouldn't do it. I just think having these statically displayed as I am, they don't move, they don't get knocked or bumped or whatever else. They're quite safe. So I think as soon as you put them in a car, geez, I tell you what, the game changes. It really does. I know, Brad, you're doing it, but that's just my personal opinion. Hey, mate, watching you do some. How many times do you short out? A lot. A lot. Especially when you go the positive end. You go the positive end. And a disclaimer, this is not how you should do it. This is how I do it. Because I've processed so many cells, I don't give a fuck anymore. Basically, on that end, well, wait a minute, I just grab it and just twist it. You didn't even see it. I just grab it there and twist it off. And oftentimes, as I'm coming off, I'll short it through the side there. So yeah, that happens on every 5th cell. And there's that beep. How many I am at 20 kilowatt hours now, and this will, I need 530 more cells or something, good cells, and then a week's worth of soldering and some cable making, and then I'll be 30 kilowatt hours. And then I need a bigger shed before I do anything else. So I'm probably going to stop it at 30 kilowatt hours and then just start stockpiling laptop batteries, not opening them, just collecting them. And then in a year or so, or I don't know, depends on what YouTube demands, I guess, I'll get a bigger shed and stuff sorted out, and then I'll go bigger if I need to go bigger. But I also want to go a second inverter. And if I go a second inverter, I can actually run my hot water system and save even more power, which would be kind of cool. And that one's horrible. We'll just ignore that. What would you say has been the biggest problem or failures, obstacles during this process? That's an easy one to answer. Biggest failure? Probably not doing enough research when I was buying the original inverters and stuff like that, considering I already had inverters. Believing the internet too much, believing everything that I read about safety and security and whatever, and it just confused me. I made so many mistakes. I really have made so many mistakes, and I've tried to put every single one of them on here. Because this is not about me teaching anybody anything. This is about me entertaining myself and trying to. I learn by touching. I don't learn by reading. I don't enjoy reading a newspaper or learning that. I'd rather watch the news. It's how I am, I guess. So, if I was going to do it again, probably one, go straight to 48 volt. If your load required it, my load does require it, so 48 volt. Probably not advertise what I was doing so much. In the early days, I got really excited by YouTube, and I think I got blinded a little bit by the, oh, I'm on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. And I told everybody what I was doing, especially when I was buying batteries, and I still do it now. And I really shouldn't. If I had have held that stuff close to my chest, and I would have been able to accumulate a lot more cells, a lot faster, a lot cheaper. So that's a drawback. Just about to buy a used Leaf. That's what I have been looking at, but they're still expensive considering what you get. Would you recommend eBay Pure? That DIY random DIY projects, only you can answer that. Questions like that are dictated by many, many things. What you're going to use it for, your budget, your end goal, geographic location. Hell, which way does your mother-in-law wake up in the morning? You won't have a mother-in-law if you're 15. Only you can answer that question. But pure sine wave, yes, do not go modified sine wave. And always buy the best possible inverter that you can afford at the time, because that will always save you money in the long run. Okay, the chat is kind of getting ahead of me because I'm not watching. Right, would you recommend previous? Why? This is I'm getting questions up here, and then, anyway, it doesn't matter. Now I want a salvage battery to power the house. Yes, it's good fun. I'm going to put them in a car. 7,000 in every Tesla. Go for it. Yes, there's 7,000 in every Tesla. But look at Jehu's old videos at EV West. I think they're the ones he took down. But they're built. They're packed. They're individually monitored. Every bank is monitored, and it's got a BMS, and it's packed in this. It's not going to fall apart. You could hit it. You know, everything else will bend and break before that box does with the batteries in it. And you know, that's next level. That's safety and security. That I'd drive a Tesla all day. Anybody would drive a Tesla all day long. But, well, not all day until the battery run out, I guess. But yeah, I just don't think that a used battery would inspire any confidence at all in something that you're required to get around in. How many kilowatt hours is he at now, guys? Gabriel, I am at 20 kilowatt hours. Will everything run on batteries from electricity now? No, not everything. In fact, this shed is not running off my batteries. It's pulling. It is 7:15 in the evening, and it is pulling from the grid. So I'm not even. This actually cost me money. How is that? But I am bored, and it's a nice warm night, and I thought, well, I want to get some batteries processed. I may as well talk to somebody while I'm doing it, even though it appears I'm talking to myself. What's the go with that? Do I come across like I talk to myself all the time? Everything I'm thinking about buying a Prius X30 for fun. Yeah, that'll be all right. Hey, Paul, welcome. There's 28 people in the room. If you've only just come into the room, please comment below. Or is it beside? I think it's actually beside with what you're seeing. Okay, I'm all caught up again. I actually wasn't that far behind, as it turns out. Any other questions? Go ask Paul a question. Paul's done some cool shit. Paul, you should go on live feed, buddy. You should go on a live feed directly after I finish doing these cells, so everyone can ask you questions. I've always wondered if YouTubers are aware they're talking to themselves. Yes. I'm swear to God my wife walks in here thinking I'm on the phone to some girl. Reality is I'm probably on the phone talking to my Sparky. Yeah, Dennis, yes, I'm at it again. Only for a little while. I'm not doing a 2-hour live feed like I do sometimes, because they are boring as all get out. I'm only doing a live feed until such a time as I finish these cells. And there's that many left. Good evening. I'm in the middle of my working day, working from home, and thought I could listen to you instead of my own inner rants. Well, that is possibly going to be bad for your work day. You listen to my rants. Geez, it'd be terrible. God, can you imagine me as a radio personality? That would make for some horrible viewing. I'm getting a pile. Ugh. It's getting there. There's enough there for 2 days of testing. I don't mess around when I test. I test as many as I possibly can, as fast as I possibly can. Because let's face it, it's the bottleneck to this whole process. So there's something I'd do differently. If I had started this project and got 10 discharges rather than 2, holy,
I would have been way ahead of the game. Come on, get off there. I can hardly reckon. Yes, Colin, I have to agree. Well, make sure you let me know and I'll promote it, Paul. I'll be happy to promote it. Launch another t-shirt campaign next week. Okay, Paul, put pack of video and just put up. How does that pack actually wire off the lug you sold me? Fuck you too. That's a nice name for YouTube. How many batches are you doing tonight? I'm doing this many. I got this many left. That's it. Yeah, shipping. They ship from the US. Shipping to me in Australia was $35 or $40 or something like that. That was about 85 or 90 bucks for 2 shirts. I like the green one. I dislike the black one. It's not very. I don't know. And I'm going to go one size smaller next time. I think I've got an XL. Something about eating Tim Tams makes you fat. Is soldering better than put in a holder? Don't know. I've only ever soldered. Can't answer that question. Do it and answer it for me. What is everyone doing with their scrap plastics and BMIs? I take them back to a recycling centre. Hence, they're in a little container and then they go in a box and the box goes... Anyway, yes, they go back. Have you washed your current t-shirt? Yes, I've washed this t-shirt many times. My washing machine is on every single day, so stuff gets thrown in every single day. Actually, this shirt fitted me a lot better after I washed it about 10 times. I just got a message from my daughters in Amsterdam. That is not that daughter, the other daughter. Bonsais in Amsterdam. How cool is that? Bonsai starters. I like bonsai trees. I suck at growing them, but I like them. Okay, they're more important than news guys, sorry. Wash tape haul, and also a couple of shirts. If you want, Mark, if you want to save some postage, we can have them posted here. So I think it's a bit cheaper when you get them all together. In parallel with other packs. I've worked out how to lower the price too. Buy 400. No, don't worry about it, Paul. It's fine. I don't care. I buy clothes off eBay all the time for some weird reason. And half of them don't fit. How many milliamp hours does it take up to a kilowatt hour? I can't remember. I don't know what size. I think I ordered extra large or something. What was it? Teespring, wasn't it? Search. Inbox. TSPR. Maybe just do spring. SPRI. And you can't type with gloves on. It's got a whole heap of Mark ones. I don't know. I can't find it. I'll have a look. I'll let you know. More beeping. I should check what the beeping is. What's beeping? That one's going up. That one's going down. That one is going down. That one's going up. That's going down. Down. Up. And 1783. Another beep. I assure you, I did not plan this. It just happened. 1783. Another one for the bin. Right. And I got no more charge cells. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we'll just have to rob one out of there. And then we'll get one of these and put it in there. Right. I'm back. Can any Sparky wire up the inverter, or do you need someone in solar? You need someone in well, where I am, you need someone in solar. But I had all mine already set up. I'd had all my wiring and all my fuses and all that sort of stuff was already set up and in place. But you do need to do it properly, and you got to keep your solar under 100 volts. And there are rules in Queensland anyway. I don't know what they are on the rest of the planet, and I couldn't even quote them all, but they're there for a reason, I guess. I mean, they do hinder you a little bit. It took me 4 months to get my first inverter installed because nobody wanted to touch it. I guess on a good day, I can do about 30 or 40 cells on a really good day. Oh, actually, I think I've done, it depends. It depends on how many of the cells are bad. I think I've done 50 or more in a day, but they've been like, you know, 100 milliamp hours and stuff like that. So obviously they charge quicker and discharge quicker, so you can get them through. But I literally do it 24 hours a day. I wake up a lot during the night, so I walk out here twice, say at, you know, midnight, and then again at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll be back out here at 6 o'clock in the morning. So I do manage to get an awful lot processed very quickly. I try and process them quickly. It is a boring job. It's very boring. I get frustrated when you go through 200 and they're all dead. Oh, someone started printing some small blocks. But you can't do it with printing it yourself, said the interwebs. All right, how many? We got 29 people. I'm boring 29 people in this room. Somebody asked me a clever and witty question. Because I only have 50 or so cells left before I pack this in and go inside and join the wife. Watching TV and having a coffee. I'm not breaking any records here. Maybe I should be more interactive. What do you want me to do? I'm not quite that bad. I do pop out and in around midnight before bed and then loads up during the day checking. My neighbours know what I do. I'm very quiet. I try and be very quiet. It's weird. Yeah. Not much. You go to your YouTube channel, you click on live feed, then you click on events, and then you in the top right hand corner, you just hit go live now, and then I am using Google Hangouts at the moment because it works a lot better than some of the other programs out there. And it seems to be a bit clearer and faster and easier to set up and all that sort of stuff. Do I play Xbox? Absolutely not. I have better things to do with my life than play video games. Blow something up. I'll blow some panels up, Mark. How's that? We short circuit some panels and see what that does. Samsung white. No, they're not Samsung. They're Panasonic white. They're usually good cells. Good BMS. Yes, I have lots of good advice on BMSs. However, the financials is not there to spend $1,000 per pack. So I'd need about $3,000 to get the BMSs working. And although I want to do it and not want to do it because of all the flat earthers out there have told me I need to do it, I actually want to do it because I want to do it better. I want to do it right. But that'll come within time. I want one of the rec BMSs. I think I've got an awful lot of good feedback about them, and they can they're designed to handle my sort of load. I found the negative side is. They seem to fit nice. No, I bet you that no was to the panels getting blown up. Whatever works for you. Someone's not read any Douglas Adams. No, don't read books. Well, I read the books with the boobs in them. Are they books? I believe they're novels or research material. It's possible. God damn you. Righto, that'll do. That will have to do. I'm going to have to go through and clean up all these without gloves on. I'm doing a really horrible job of cleaning them up to my standard. How high do you need the current balance to be? Well, we'll see. I've got lots of problems with balancing, and I only go to 4.1 volt, and in a few weeks' time, I'll be knocking that back to 3.9 volt. So it's got to. I want it to have that top balance settable. Does that make sense? I want to be able to tell it at what voltage to balance the batteries. I don't want it to do dynamic balancing because I'm using batteries that are all different sizes and stuff. So I just want it to top balance at 3.9 volt, in between 3.9 volts and 4.1 volts. And then I think I'm going to need at least 10 amps transfer. Otherwise, if it can't do 10 amps, it's almost going to be useless, because when I'm cranking the solar into it, I can pump in, I don't know, 50 or 60 amps. Well, I've seen it at 120 amps, but that was just in a stupid test. Yeah, BMS is a tricky one. If someone wants to buy me a BMS and sponsor me, well, I'm all over that. But for now, it can just be the way it is. Have you considered paralleling the packs balancing leads so you balance all the... Yes, I've considered that, and in fact, if you go through about 300 of my videos, I think addressing overkill video, I was planning on doing 160 cell packs just for the, well, at that time it was just because it was cheaper and I didn't really understand it. But at the moment now with my packs, I think I'm just going to leave them the way it is. And I have to have more pack. I'm getting some more packs made next week. So if anybody wants some packs and they're in Brisbane, let me know. It'll be cheaper if I can get 10 done rather than 5, because I need 1 more and my electrician needs a few. The Sparky. What do you discharge cells on a daily? I don't know about percentage, but I think they discharge to about 3. in between 3.6 volts and 3.8 volts usually. That only usually takes out a quarter of a volt out of a cell. So I don't use that much out of the battery bank at all. And I guess it's just because of the size of it that's possible. Okay, let's wrap it up. A couple more questions and then I'm going to go because this is really boring me to death pulling these packs apart. And I've done an awful lot today. They were referred to as a rhythm pamphlets when I was a teenager. They don't need to be as clean if you're soldering cells. How many milliamp hours do you need a cell to be before you consider it to be worthwhile keeping for a genuine Powerwall? I keep anything over 2100 milliamp hours. And the 2000 milliamp hours, my Sparky is using all them. And then Aaron, he is a moderator both on the forum and on Facebook. For the time being, he just took 800-ish lower end cells that I'm not going to use. I don't want to use like all the in between 15 and 2000. They definitely got a use, but I want capacity. Yeah, dropped one. Capacity over, what is it? Weight versus capacity. Does that make sense? I think it does. Have you seen the BMS by the? Yes, I've seen that BMS. It looks very, very interesting. And he is doing a big thread on it at the moment on DIYpowerwalls.com on the forum. And he's detailing all the steps that he's taken. And I've given him front page link on that project because I do think it's worthwhile following. How many milliamps? Okay, have you seen? Yes. Paul Kennett, have you considered modifying your packs to be 48 piece, so doubling the pack? Mark, good night, Mark. Colin, my first Powerwall was 7S 48p in my early vids. What do you use to test your batteries? I have got Digital Charger 4S and a few of the BTC 3100s. So I basically got 4 of them running at any one time. 2 eBay charger things like for iPhone, like your power packs for your phone. I've got 2 of them, and they trickle charge batteries. And then I've got a Night Core 4-bay charger. I've got over there my what do you call it? IMAX, which has got 8 cells on it charging, which actually should go and change them out because they should be fully charged by now. $1,700 million. Look, I've said this before, don't pay much attention to the milliamp hours in your testers because I guarantee I've got 4 testers over there and I've got another couple on the top shelf and not one of them gives me a consistent reading between them. So it's not about, I personally don't feel it's about testing. What you're doing is you're testing for bad cells. So I'm not so much testing for milliamp hours. I'm testing for whether it gets hot and whether it's over a specific milliamp hours. And if it is, it goes in. If it's not, it goes out. And there's no second thought about maybe some of those ones that I've thrown out might be good enough to use. Because similarly, some of the ones that I've put in there might not be good enough to use either. So it's a fair call considering how many I've tested. But it also matters on how big your actual Powerwall is. If you've got a small Powerwall, you need to be a lot more considerate about loads and heat and all that sort of stuff. Just tell where it is. Okay, guys, I lied. I am not through this pile yet, but I should go inside and talk to my family, and my kids are text messaging me from Amsterdam, so I better go and have a word with them. So, tubers, pushing it in my print bed too. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button, subscribe, move some love around the world. And I'll see you in probably a week or so, because I've got nothing else to video. I really don't. I have nothing else to video because you've seen it all. This is the worst part about doing it on this bench, is the cleanup. It all sticks to my little rubbery mat that I fix computers on, so nothing gets scraped. And now I have to go through and vacuum it all and clean it all up. Otherwise, I may damage a computer, which I do not want. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I do appreciate it. I shall see you on the next one. Catches.